my brother. So on we go. His welfare is my concern.
Well, 9:24 is your time. It is the quintessential love-hate relationship. You buy them in hopes of love. We end up wanting to smash them to bits. We're talking about the bathroom scale, of course, and an event this weekend is urging everyone to scrap your scale. Good Day Atlanta's Paul Milliken is live at the Atlanta Center for Eating Disorders this morning. And Paul, this is a fun story, but there really is a special story behind this entire event.
There is, yeah. I mean, there's a really important message behind all the madness that's going on this morning, and we'll get to that in a minute. First, though, let me just prove my point. Who here enjoys the bathroom scale? Dead silence. That's pretty much what I thought. Nobody actually likes getting on the bathroom scale, and the whole reason for this event is to make people realize you are more than just a number on a scale. We're at the Atlanta Center for Eating Disorders. By the way, one of my favorite people is here, Leighton Jordan, Miss Georgia 2012. It's so good to see you.
You too, Paul. I'm glad we could partake in some abuse.
I am too. You know what? The last time we were together, we were flipping pancakes at each other. There always seems to be some kind of abuse, and you do have. Can you just turn that, please? You are scared. Okay, there we go. I want the
I'll turn
blade
away from you.
facing away. So let's talk about this event. You are the one that sort of came up with this idea because you yourself came here for treatment and went through the treatment for an eating disorder.
Absolutely. I went to the Atlanta Center for Eating Disorders for my recovery from a long journey with an eating disorder.
Yeah.
And while I was here, I realized that the scale was doing my recovery absolutely no good.
Right.
And I was sick of getting on a piece of plastic every day and letting the number dictate how I felt. So I thought, you know what, I'm done. And I took one of these to my own scale after decorating it. And now it's time on Saturday for us all to come together and to do the same thing and to find the same freedom that I found.
Yeah.
And, you know, the event, it's going to happen Saturday, rain or shine.
Nice.
And not only is it an event where we can come together and have fun, but it's an event that is also a charity event. And the money that we raise from sponsors is going to Feeding America, which I think is amazing and awesome while being crazy and having fun.
I love it, absolutely, which is so you, which is why I absolutely love it. Now, speaking of eating disorders, there are so many myths out there, and a lot of us still don't really understand what goes on behind an eating disorder. That's where Dr. LInda Buchanan comes in. So what are some of the myths that we need to be aware of?
I think the most common myth is that this is a choice and just a phase.
Yeah.
And the truth is that as research, or as technology is developing, research is showing that at least 50% of the causes of developing an eating disorder is physiological. So it's not a choice. This physiology actually tends to make people a little more sensitive or a lot more sensitive to events. And so they tend to develop avoidant tendencies and self-caring and perfectionism and eating disorders.
Wow. So again, it's not something that somebody can just like a light switch flip off and say, okay, I'm recovered. People need help. And by the way, this event this weekend, if you yourself or if you know somebody who is battling an eating disorder and doesn't know where to go for help, you're going to have tons of information on Saturday, right?
We sure will.
Yeah, this is going to be a really good place to come. All right, Karen. You know, I've been waiting for this.
Yes.
I'm excited. Hold on. Let me put on the goggles first. Now, we're going to notice my scale. It's a nice glass one because I wanted a good shattering. Of course, I decorated it with the people who give me the most stress in my life. And speaking of that, actually, there's one more picture to add to that, too. You know, I work with the same guy every day. Photographer Blaze.
Don't do it. Don't
you know,
do it.
He doesn't love being on TV, so I found a good picture of him with his face covered. But I thought that needed to go right in the middle of that scale because there's a little bit of aggression sometimes. All right, so we're going to wrap it up. Karen, I feel like this is going to change my life. I'm so excited. All right, Leighton, if you'll hold that.
Absolutely.
All right.
Please don't embarrass yourself. Don't embarrass yourself. Make sure you hit the scale.
Whoa! I think we had flying glass there. Okay. Okay, I clearly had a little too much aggression.
Yeah,
We just exploded the scale. Karen, that felt good.
Yeah, I think you're okay now.
That felt really, really good.
That was such a waiting to exhale moment.
There you go.
All right.
Scrapping the scale.
There you go, Paul. It's going to be a great event. And again, the Scrap Your Scale event is this Saturday, May 10th. You can stop by between 3 and 5 p.m. at Gotta Dance. That's located at 1778 Ellsworth Industrial Drive in Northwest Atlanta. For more information,